Quick, can you guess what percentage of the Bay Area attends church? I'll give you a hint. The answer is here. Time's up. Did you guess 3%? If so, you are correct. Although 49% of people in the Bay Area who identify with religion consider themselves to be Catholic or another denomination of Christianity, only 3% actually attend church. To me, this number seemed baffling, so I wanted to get the truth behind why this might be and if there is any hope for the church community in the Bay Area.
My name is Irvin Wilson. I'm 25 years old, and I've been coming to church pretty much my whole life. Both my parents are pastors, so yeah, ever since I was born, they've been doing the church thing, and yeah, so I grew up here. So within my church, I do sing on worship team. I've been singing worship since I was in 8th grade. I've also sang at a couple other churches in the Bay Area. And I also am the lead singer in a collective called Preparation Worship. We do festivals, and we go around the Bay Area, we do festivals and stuff, and we also host our own worship nights every couple months. Like with my parents, like I grew up coming to church, like since they were both pastors, like I didn't have a choice, like, you know what I'm saying? But I think what I've always like appreciated about my parents is that they've represented Jesus well to me. And so going to church, like when I was younger, like was never like a chore or something that I didn't like to do. I loved going to church with my parents, and even with my dad. Like we're together at one church now, but my dad, he used to pastor. He used to lead a bunch of other churches in the Bay Area, Mountain View, Ocean View, in Monterey, East Palo Alto, Redwood City, cities like that, and then now here in San Jose. So we're all together now. But I always got like different styles of church. It was either staying here with my mom or going out to where my dad was speaking. Because Jesus was represented well in multiple facets of my life, I think that it did help. But I think I'm a firm believer that people are still imperfect. And I think that what actually helped was having my own relationship and knowing like who I was to God and who He was to me. Like having that solid outlook going into those spaces is what actually helped. Not a lot of people get that. Not like a lot of people come from broken homes. Like some people go to churches and the community isn't that well, or it's too religious, or people don't represent Jesus the way they need to, that they should. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if you don't get a good perspective on who Jesus is in the beginning, like you don't have it for yourself, and you're going into these spaces trying to figure out who Jesus is by how people are in the church, I think that could get dangerous, just because some people don't represent Jesus well at all. Some people, and we're imperfect, not like if you have like an immature understanding of like even like thoughts, emotions, and things like that, and like how people work, or being able to differentiate like Jesus as Him being Himself and like the people who represent Him, it could get tricky. It is a little trickier just in today's society to find a organization as a whole, like, you know what I'm saying, that can develop, like, to do what you're asking. It's so tricky. It's so tricky because when it comes to like the initial love of God, I think you could find it, like, you know what I'm saying? But people are just so like skeptical. Like I said, like just like how I said before, like the church is like a hospital. So when you come in, you're getting the people that are broken. Like you're getting the people that like have like attitude problems and anger issues and things like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's really up to, I think that it's possible. It's really rare. It's really rare to find something that's real, authentic, like God-fearing, God-modeled community. It is rare. I think what I will say is I will always be an advocate to like, hey, go to church. Like it's biblical. Like God always spoke positively about the community, like the communion of saints. Like just because church is whack, don't mean you shouldn't go. You know what I'm saying? Because the most important thing, and it's funny because we recite these verses, but like we fail to see the real importance. Like Jesus taught, like He said, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door will be open. Like, it was because you brought it upon yourself to be like, okay, I'm actually gonna find truth. That's what people be missing the whole point. Look for truth. Don't even look for Jesus, bruh. I know Jesus is the truth, but if you're really trying to seek truth, go find it. You'll go out there and I promise you, it'll lead you right back here. That's what happened to you. If you went out, but the thing is, you were fortunate enough to be like, okay, I'm not trying to follow my feelings. What is the actual truth? What is out there? And once I really go down that path, you'll find your way back to, I promise you. We can't account for all the other places where we are seeing actual revival in the world, like apart from other places in the world. We're just in the West. The West is, I mean, it could be a little cooked, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, a little here and there, but nah, the church isn't going nowhere. I think we're due for a revival, and I think that people are doing their best in this Western culture to change what I was just saying before in the previous question, to be honest. I don't think it's going nowhere, and I think that there are more people coming back to authenticity and relationship rather than just organized religion. I think there's more of that today than anything. And I think it's a small number, but I think it's becoming less rare. There's hope, for sure.